Hi there. It is July and it is chilly. It's chilly in the shade where I am. So I'm going to try to stay warm while we talk about the magnetic home and how your home can help you manifest whatever you want. And so one thing to understand, well, first I want to say, hi, thanks for being here. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. So we are going to look at the magnetic home. And so one thing I want to tell you is that your home is already magnetic. Your home is already creating a momentum in your life. And so one of the things that we want to realize is that we are manifesting creatures. We manifest whether we realize it or not. We just don't like to call it manifesting unless we're creating something we actually want. And here's the thing with our home, is that we have curated our home in a specific way, and it's subconscious. Like we haven't, or maybe sometimes it is more conscious, right? And so our home is magnetic because we are magnetic, and because our home is cradling different aspects of our life. It's cradling our self-care, it's cradling the space for our relationships, it's cradling the space with our relationship with ourself. It's like holding, right? There's like this cradle, like it's holding the space for whatever is going on in our mind, whatever is perpetuating in our life. And so what we want to realize is that we can work with our space in a specific way so that we can amplify its power in a direction with what we want. Okay, so the first thing is our intentions. And this is why I always focus on our desire. Like whenever I work with clients, I always want to know first, what do they want? Like, what is it that they're going after? And then the next thing is what's not working. Okay, so if you remember my life design method, and you can apply this to any area of your life, is number one, what do you want? Number two, what's getting in your way? And number three, we want to align our space. And that's the physical space of our home, but also the internal space of our thoughts, our mind, our beliefs, our perception. We want to align both of those with what we want, and magic happens. Like that's how we manifest. Manifesting is just an alignment game. And so what we want to do is we want to be more intentional. Sorry about that. We want to be more intentional with our environment. Because just like creatures out in the wild, our environment is informing how we thrive, how we evolve. And so we're no different than animals out in nature. Our environment is having an impact on our ability to thrive from moment to moment and day to day, so short term and long term, and our ability to evolve. And so if we have desires, if we have objectives, if we have things that we want to experience in this lifetime or this year or this week or this day, we want to understand how our home plays a role in what's showing up in our life and what's showing up within our mind. So think of it as this triangle or this feedback loop. We have our desires, we have our thoughts, we have our desires, we have our environment, we have our thoughts, we have our emotion, and then we have our outcomes, okay? So imagine it like a circle. So first, we always start with, what do I want? And then we have our environment, our mind, our internal environment, and then the energy of our body. And then all of that together, they're like key ingredients to what we're creating. Okay, so the key ingredients for your life are, one, what do you want? Two, what's going on in your environment, and how can we set up your environment to better support your thoughts, your feelings, and your desired outcomes? Okay, so how do we create a magnetic home? We start by bringing in our desire. Next, we address the obstacles getting in our way. And so that's why I always start with all my clients, all my students, what do you want? Like, what do you deeply want? Because that's the whole reason why we're here. Like, our desire, when we're tapped into our desire, when we're following our desire, we change the chemistry in our body. We experience more enthusiasm. We experience more passion. We experience more exhilaration. And that's what we want to hold on to. That's what we want to cultivate more of. Like, that's why we're here. That's where the magic and the juiciness of life exists. And so always start, whether it's your day or when you're going to bed or whatever like endeavor or thing you want, ask yourself, what do I want? And then we look at what's getting in the way. And we do that with your external environment in your home, right? Like the interior of your home, but also the interior space of your mind. And so because we take in so much of our world through our eyes, we want to get curious about what our home is telling us, because that's impacting how we think, which is impacting how we feel, which is impacting our nervous system and our energy and how we attract certain things into our life. And so think of your home as your living vision board, and you have different areas of your life that support your optimal well-being, right? Whether it's your love life, your friendships, your family, what you do for fun, how you work in the world, like what's your life's passion, how much abundance or financial freedom you have. So all of these aspects are reflected in our home. And so when you look at your home, think of it as your living vision board. And what area of my life is this room communicating about? So if you want to dip your toe into this, and I'm just going to touch on this real quick, because I know a few of you are wondering, like, how can you get more information besides this short live? So I have different options. If you're interested in books, you can type books in the comments below. And if you are interested in multiple things, do them under different comments, because if you do 2 responses in one comment, it doesn't work properly. So if you just want to dip your toe in, start with the books and type books or book in the comments below. If you're like, I could do a 3-hour course to give me some juicy, potent content so that I can dive into this after 3 hours, type blueprint in the comments below. And then later I'll tell you about the other things. So really my main passion and my main goal is to help people understand the innate superpowers that they already have. Our home is just waiting for us to tap in. Our mind is just waiting for us to tap in. Our desire is begging for us to start following, to start listening to our feelings and follow what feels good. And even if we don't know what our desire is, that's okay. A lot of times what happens is when we're little, we know what we want, but then as we grow older, we start doing what we're supposed to do instead of following our desire, right? So the people in our upbringing, our community, our family, they wanted to protect us. And so instead of nurturing this inner fire that we wanted to do, they're like, oh no, that's not practical. That's not realistic. You can't make a living doing that. You can't create a life around that. And we believed them. But here's the thing that I want to tell you is the whole reason why we're here is to follow our desire. Okay. And our home offers us a map to clean up the areas of our life that are getting in our way and to cultivate those areas that are going to lead to our higher potential or whatever life blisses us out. Because here's the other thing I want to share. When we follow our desire, when we're wholeheartedly following the life that we want to create, that we're excited to wake up to, we make the world a better place for others, period. That's when our inspiration blossoms. That's when our inner knowing communicates with us so clearly. And so following our desire is not selfish. Following our desire is why we're here. Following our desire is what makes this world a better place for others. And when we're lit up and feeling happy and good about our life and engaging with the world, other people are going to feel that. Okay? So desire and design are closely linked. Okay, so think about like you have your desire and you want to design a life around it. Our home is our primary environment. And when you think of your home as your living vision board, then that means your home is a programming partner to the subconscious mind. When your home becomes your living vision board, you're infiltrating this veil of the subconscious mind. And so you're able to access the subconscious in a way that we normally don't have access to. Okay, does anyone have any questions at this point? So we're talking about the magnetic home and how we are innately made to manifest. We just don't realize that we have this power. And our home is our primary environment. And just like human ecology and animals in the wild, our environment plays a huge role in our ability to thrive and flourish and evolve. And so as human beings, our home is our primary environment. That means our home is guiding how we're able to thrive, how we're able to flourish and evolve. And here's another thing. If you're interested in learning more about this, like level 1, just like getting a basic understanding of this would be checking out my books. And so if you click or type books in the comments, you can sort of dive into that. If you're like, I need a 3-hour deep dive with videos and I want to hear you explain this, then type blueprint in the comments and I'll take you on that journey. So recognize that desire and desire are closely linked, that your home is the living vision board for your life. And so right now, if you want to get a baseline for how your home is aligned with your life, look at each room in your home and ask yourself, do I feel like this room is reflecting me and reflecting the life that I want to go after? Does this room reflect the life that I'm creating? Am I excited that this room is creating more in a certain area of my life? And in the blueprint and the books, I go into that interconnected relationship between each room and specific areas of our life. And I'm not going to go into that right now, but if y'all have any questions, like just throw them up in the comments, okay? So my whole passion is to get people to understand that they are under the influence of whatever their home is communicating. And maybe up until now, that wasn't such a good thing, right? That perhaps our environment is negatively or haphazardly directing our consciousness in a direction we don't want. But the great thing is that our home holds this untapped potential for whatever we want. And really all it requires is our awareness and our understanding of the language that our home is communicating and the language that our home is communicating about specific areas of our life. And that's what's really fun, is that you identify what you want and then you look and think, okay, what areas of my life am I not really psyched with right now? What areas of my life, if I could improve them, would really make my life feel better? And we can look at specific areas of your home and use that as the antidote for helping enhance and engage and elevate specific areas of your life. Okay, so there's so much that I want to share with you. And like I said, so desire. I just want to throw this in real quick. I don't want to overwhelm y'all with resources. But if you want to get a baseline for where you are today and your level of desire in 12 key areas of your life, type awareness in the comments and I will send you my most favorite tool. And you know how I said that whenever I work with new students or clients, we always start with what they want. Like, what do you want? This is one of those first tools. So that's the question, what do you want? And then to get a baseline for where they are, I have them do this really fun tool, and it's called the Life+Design Wheel. So if you type awareness in the comments below, I'll send you a link so that you can start the wheel. And like I said, it's a really fun tool. So any questions about how to create a magnetic home? The first is understanding that you are magnetic. each of us was born with innate superpowers. And one of those superpowers is our mind and different ways that we work with our mind. Another one is our desire, because when we're tapped into our desire, we tap into our nervous system in a way that helps us amplify our ability to manifest what we want. And this isn't woo-woo. Like, this is based in neuroscience. It's based in epigenetics. It's based in our physiology, the reticular activating system. And so what I want everyone to realize is you have a superpower called your desire. You have a superpower called your mind and how we use our mind in specific ways. You have a superpower called your environment. And what I want to do is to get us to tap into all three of those superpowers at the same time so that we can move closer to the life we want. Okay? Okay, also, last thing, next Tuesday, I'm going to be doing a career seminar, and you don't have to be interested in doing this as a career because it's going to be fascinating either way. But if you're interested in implementing neurodesign and consciousness into your holistic practice, whether you're a coach, whether you're a professional organizer, whether you're a designer, whether, I don't know if I said life coach, or wellness practitioner, this is going to be a fabulous opportunity to ask me questions and really deep dive into how you can implement this into your career or create a new career with it. So if you type career in the comments below, I'll send you a link to that seminar. I'm super excited about it. I have lots of exciting things going on that I'm super happy and excited to share with you. Okay, does anyone have any questions about the magnetic home and how our home is already magnetic? It's already in the process of magnetizing certain things into our life. It's perpetuating certain ways of being. And so what we want to do is we want to bring our awareness to this hidden potential of our home, this potential of our home to magnetize what we want. And then, and I saw Cecilia, if you'll type career, Career. I just want to make sure you get that right. And if that doesn't work, you can type school. So if you'll just retype career or school, I'll send you that link. So that's my big thing is your desire is freaking important. Your perception and the way you interpret the world into meaning is really, really important. Your environment of your home is so important. There you go. Great. So your mind, your desire, and your environment are three of your superpowers. And I want to teach you how to work with each of those components because there's layers to our desire. There's layers to our mind and our subconscious mind and how we use our imagination and perception. And then, of course, our home. There are layers to our home. Our home is already communicating with us. And if we don't understand what it's communicating, or if we're not aware of what it's communicating, then we're subject to whatever it's telling us. And so I think my homework assignment for you today is, one, I will be saving this recording. So if you're joining late, you'll be able to watch the whole recording. But to look at each room in your home and ask yourself, does this room feel like a reflection of me? Does this room feel like a reflection of what I want to create for my life? And if you're looking at a room and you're like, oh my gosh, this is a total shit show, that's good news. That's really good news because that means that's an area that we can point in the direction of what you want. And so do not get discouraged if your home is not a reflection of you and what you love about yourself and you love about your life. That's actually really good news because that means you've got this far with a home that wasn't supporting you. And what is going to happen when we orient your home and curate your home in a way that's supporting you in the direction of what you want? Okay, so then now I'm back to the circle of what you want is really important. Your desire is really important. Are y'all starting to see the circle of this, of your desire and your mind and your environment and how they're all interconnected and support each other so that you can go after what you want? Okay, so again, next Tuesday at 10 a.m., so that's Tuesday, July 9th at 10 a.m. Pacific, I'm going to be doing a career seminar so that you can understand how you can implement neuroscience, neurodesign, and consciousness into your existing career, or if you want to make a career of it. So whether you're a coach or a designer or a wellness practitioner or even professional organizer or therapist, it's really important that people understand the impact their environment has on what's going on in their mind, what's showing up in their life. And so it's such a versatile career. It's such a versatile body of knowledge. So I'm really excited to share that. So I'm going to close it unless anyone has any questions you would like me to answer. Again, thank you so much for being here. And I have something for everyone. So if you want to dive into your desire and getting a baseline for where you are in 12 key areas of your life, type awareness. If you want to dive into the books and learn more about the home life connection and the science behind neurodesign, type books. If you're like Kimberly, I want a 3-hour deep dive and I want to learn more about what you're talking about, and I want to curate my space so it helps me manifest more of what I want, then type blueprint, okay? And then if you want to join my career seminar, which is Tuesday at 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific, then type career in the comments, okay? All right, I'm going to be uploading this shortly, so if you're just popping in late, be sure to watch. It's really good, and I think you're going to want to save this one. Okay. Have a beautiful day. Oh, Cecilia, type blueprint, all one word, please. I think it might work with 2 words, but better if it's blueprint, 1 word. Okay. If any of you have any questions, feel free to mention them in the comments or DM me, and I will definitely get back to you. And also if you want to send an audio, I love audio messages. It just feels more personal and real. Okay. Have a beautiful day, and I look forward to seeing you next time.